Man, what a bittersweet day if you're a 49er fan. You get maybe the biggest win of the year against the number one opponent you face, but you lose Jimmy Garoppolo. But Brock Purdy comes off the bench and plays pretty well. You're still in first place in the NFC West, 5 games remaining. Just got to hold on, make the playoffs, win a couple more games, let it play out and see what you can do in the postseason, Goo. I mean, it hurts. And I think the 49ers' chances of winning a Super Bowl have certainly decreased significantly as far as I'm concerned. But, all right, they're still going to the postseason most likely. And if their defense really is an all-timer, well, they can make some noise.
No doubt. And when I left you Friday, Steiny, I told you, you know what? I respect Jimmy to the utmost. The fact that, his ego wasn't big enough to where he couldn't come back from a job that he never should have, had taken from him. But I get it with Trey Lance in the future after you did what you did to bring him in here. 16 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. That's what Jimmy Garoppolo had, Steiny. He had the Niners, to me, and that's what we're doing. Is you're showing mine. To me, the Niners were a player to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl because of Jimmy's consistency. I knew he wasn't Joe Namath, but for whatever reason, it worked. And to wake up yesterday and hear Ian Rappaport tell us, you know what, both sides are possibly open. I didn't need Ian to tell us anything. I knew that was on the table. But Steiny, New Orleans beat this man up like Rocky Balboa. We saw him grimace, reach for the knee, my neck, my back, and then to survive that in a win and then come out in a big game like you mentioned and go down for the year. I can tell you this defense is real. If it's not the best defense in the NFL, it's one of them. But now I don't have the answers of what Brock Purdy or TBD, whoever's behind him, Johnson, that's what has me looking at you on this Monday and I think it's a gloomy Monday, Steiny, because I feel less confident that they can go all the way because we've never seen this show, this movie.
Here's the bottom line. Ask me if I think the 49ers can still win the Super Bowl.
Steiny, you think the Niners can still win the Super Bowl?
No, I don't.
And I don't call you. You got a haircut.
They've got a rookie quarterback who's got to win in the postseason. It's just
how many games did you say if they got to the Super Bowl? 9?
Like 8 or 9.
All right.
This is the reason that I wasn't as high on the 49ers as other fans, and maybe they had a right to be more optimistic than me. But they went into the season with quarterback instability, and they've had instability all season at quarterback, and now they're relying on Brock Purdy. And it's not a Disney movie, all right? It's the NFL. And, I mean, if
it's not over, though. I hear you.
Don't ask me to bet on Brock Purdy leading this team to a Super Bowl run. I'm sorry.
But
I can't do that.
Okay, you know what, Steiny? I respect
that's ridiculous.
That. But the Niners, it ain't about gambling. They are going to prepare Brock Purdy like he's Joe Montana to take on this monumental task.
I'm taking into consideration all that stuff. I know their defense is great. I know their running game's great. They can't win a Super Bowl with Brock Purdy. Come on.
That would be conventional wisdom right now.
This is one of those things where if the 49ers win a Super Bowl with Brock Purdy and someone goes, hey, on December 5th, you said, so what?
Well, you wouldn't be by yourself.
Let's just be honest. He's a third-string quarterback.
But besides that, he's their number one now.
Yes.
And this is crazy. We went Trey Lance, Trey or Jimmy. They're lucky to have Jimmy. And now it's like this bed Kyle created. He has to now go sleep in it. And this was reality once Trey went down, but you lucked up with Jimmy Garoppolo. But let's not bury the lead, Steiny. That was a big game yesterday. Jimmy went down in the first quarter, the first series. They won the game, but now everything has changed. Can this offense, because again, and I said this to you, Willard and Dibbs, you're not asking this young kid to be Dan Fouts. You're not asking him to be Dan Marino. You're asking him to don't make mistakes, obviously, and get the ball to the playmakers. And if any other team outside of the Niners has not utilized hey, we can throw it behind the line of scrimmage to get it to Debo and now McCaffrey. I'm excited to see that.
How's that been working lately?
Yeah. Hey, but he was there yesterday. Debo was. So I was satisfied on that front. But Steiny, I'm looking at you and I'm telling Niner fans, I know you feel like they can't win it all, but the story's just starting. I'm not ready to say I'm gonna go throw in the towel. I'm just not. Like, if this would be Kyle's greatest work, if he could get this dude to an NFC championship game, and some may say, fool, talking about me, can he get a playoff victory?
To me, this actually doesn't.
This is crazy, man.
In a crazy kind of way, this doesn't actually get, for me, Kyle off the hook.
What's the hook?
The hook is hey, the hook is right. If you want to be this kind of fan base, then you're this kind of fan base. You ain't winning the Super Bowl this year. That'll be 6 years with Kyle not winning the Super Bowl, if you want to judge him harshly.
But you don't think the way this defense is getting after it, and you just, no. Jordan and Mason look good. Again, I ain't saying he's Earl Campbell.
I don't think a team this limited offensively can win a Super Bowl.
And you had him limited, especially with Jimmy.
Especially with a third-string quarterback.
Yeah. But Steiny, that's why I'm excited to see how they're going to counteract. How Brock Purdy didn't look like a stiff yesterday, nope. Steiny. He went from Mr. Irrelevant to Mr. Relevant.
Oh, my gosh. Did you come up with that?
It's just Dude, this story is crazy.
Farif in San Francisco. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How you guys doing?
Talk to us.
So, I was pretty interested by what happened yesterday with the 49ers. I was pretty nervous about Purdy, but, I was impressed. What do you guys think? Because I kind of share the same sentiment as you that, it seems like it would be a long shot for them to go to the bowl, to be honest. But,
yeah.
You guys think? Because I was reading Tim Kamikami, and he was saying that there's a possibility that Jimmy could come back. But
yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so, Farif.
We're hearing reports that Trey might come back. Why would anybody run Trey out there if he's supposed to be the future? And
well, if he's truly the best, if he's truly who everybody thinks he is, the minute Trey Lance is healthy, he should quarterback the team.
But what about the mental aspect of it? He just why would you risk?
Is he the best quarterback on your roster?
Yeah, but he just ripped his knee.
Is he the best quarterback on your roster? Did you mortgage 2 picks for him?
Okay, well, that's off the board. I don't think Kyle said it in his presser. He's not an option.
Exactly.
Unless that was coach speak.
This
is crazy, Steiny.
Okay, now when you say this is crazy, what do you mean?
This is crazy. What? They told Jimmy Garoppolo, take your ass across the street. This is about Trey Lance. We'll find somewhere for you to go. We'll do you a solid. That never happened. We sat here and did many shows wondering when's the Jimmy Garoppolo domino going to drop. No shade at anybody, but it didn't drop like a dark cloud. It just hovered over. And then all of a sudden, your prize rookie gets hurt in game 2. And Jimmy, you didn't move him. And we talked about how lucky this team is, how good fortune the Niners and this organization have, and they got saved by Jimmy Garoppolo just playing not into his ego, and he's off to one of his greatest starts, and you look like a player. You look like an NFC representative going to the Super Bowl, and lo and behold, the guy goes out.
Of course he does.
And breaks his foot.
Of course he does.
And now you got Brock Purdy and Josh Johnson as the backup for now. This is like, pour me a double.
No, it's not crazy. See, that's where I disagree vehemently. Because by saying it's crazy, to me, it gets Kyle Shanahan off the hook.
In what way?
In what way? In what way? You start, okay, so you work with this is your quarterback situation. Okay, you created your quarterback situation. You went to the post with the rawest quarterback who's been drafted in the NFL for the last 20 years.
Gotcha.
You have the rawest second-year quarterback in NFL history. Yeah, I'm doing that for hyperbole. Yeah. But guess what? If he struggles early, if he can't get it done, we've got our safety net in Jimmy Garoppolo, who we could make a run with. But wait a minute. The only way Jimmy Garoppolo can make a run for you is if he's healthy, and that's why you got off him in the first place, because you don't think he can make it through a whole year. So the minute Jimmy Garoppolo took over in week 2, yeah, guess what? You created a quarterback situation where you had somebody unproven starting, and the backup you knew damn well was injury prone. And now you've got a guy not ready to play in Lance and an injury-prone quarterback, and we're down to Brock Purdy. So we'll all cross our fingers, and I'm not going to write him off completely, but of course their Super Bowl chances took a hit.
Yeah,
totally took a hit.
I agree with you, but it does. Like, they got a game Sunday, Steiny, against Tampa.
Yeah, with a third-string quarterback.
Right, and this could be something out of, what did you call it, Disney? Like this, and I'm with you. I wouldn't bet on it to manifest, but damn, Kyle, this could be. Remember how you said, Goo, if he got it done with Trey and they were to win a playoff game, it would be a successful season. Now it's like, if you can make Brock Purdy serviceable and him channel his inner Jimmy Garoppolo and you win a game or two in the playoffs, man. And I'm being real. Baker Mayfield, would that interest you at all, Steiny?
I don't know. I really don't. I don't know. Let's go to Schleprock in Milpitas. What's up, Schleprock?
What's going on, guys? You are funny, man. I don't know what kind of sleeve you got, but you're wearing your emotions on it. It must be some type of Teflon sleeve, because you posed a question, Steiny, are we going to be this type of fan base? Well, hell yeah, they're going to be this type of fan base. They got this guy Purdy being the next Johnny Unitas, man. And he was the last guy taken in the draft. He's a rookie. If the Niners are going to hoist the Lombardi Trophy, I think this guy's got to win 6 out of the next 7 or 8 games. Come on, he's a rookie. He's green. It's not going to happen. This doesn't even happen in Disneyland. Come on, man.
I'm not saying it's going to
Thanks,
happen.
Schleprock. Appreciate it.
I'm telling Schleprock, I get all that. I get write them off, but we're talking about one of the best defenses in the NFL. All I'm saying is I got my popcorn ready. And they're not just going to they won the game yesterday, and Miami was bringing the kitchen sink. And I know the old adage, Steiny, Miami prepared for Jimmy. I get that, but are you looking at me like, hey, Goo, you expect them still to hang on? I do, to win the division.
That's the goal. Now that's the goal. I mean, look, I know 49, and I've heard this a lot since the injury. I'm still going to win the division. Well, all right.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I mean, you got a game lead.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you have to allow for maybe Brock Purdy isn't going to be effective.
I'm with you.
Isn't that more likely than not? And I get it. He'll be all conservative, and he'll be handcuffed, and he'll be put under wraps.
All right.
But I just think at the end of the day, I don't think you're going to be able to win a Super Bowl.
Matt, I'm not mad at you.
Playing that way.
But it's about, for the fans, short for fanatic, believing. And then also, if Kyle could make Jimmy, even though some people, half the fan base didn't like him or appreciate him, he was average at best. Can he do something with Brock Purdy to make him to where, you know what, the Niners lost the game, but we didn't lose because of Brock Purdy?
A lot of Nick Foles
I was
talk.
just about to say it.
Nick Foles wasn't a rookie. He wasn't a rookie. Carlito in Alameda, give us a dose of good news, Carlito. How you doing, man?
Hello, gentlemen. Listen, this was heartbreaking, losing Jimmy Garoppolo. But I'm going to say this. We still have a chance because Kyle Shanahan is a freaking genius, and he'll get it done for us.
Yeah.
Great coach, and he's going to make it all the way. Thanks. By the way, how was Santa Barbara?
Thank you, Carlito.
Hey, how was? You got a haircut looking fly.
It was all right. Nobody wants to.
Did you get rain on the way down real quick?
Yeah, it rained. But
cheer up.
Nah, it's football. Nobody wants to hear about a damn trip to Santa
Barbara.
I don't care about no Drake night. I don't care about no Drake.
Answer it. Well, you know what? I don't like your haircut. How about that?
I'll answer it on Wednesday It's a little slower.
Like you're at a cash register and the line's around the corner. Relax. We play the hits. We go at our pace. It's so fanatic.
Do you understand how the boss has been on my ass, bro?
It's our show.
Yes.
If he's on your ass, it's our ass.
Well, then how come he always calls me in individually to chew me out?
Go ahead, Steiny.
Steiny, in a roundabout way, to just call Jimmy G a second-string quarterback. I mean, that's what he was to start the season. I mean, look.
Well, no,
Okay, I know. I'm somewhat cynical. All right?
Shocker.
But I'm sorry. I'm sorry. when the 49ers said we're going to start Trey Lance and Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be the backup, I know I'm cynical, but I was like, what happens when Jimmy gets hurt?
Right. But now it's past
Because
that,
you had to allow for the opportunity that Trey Lance would not make it through the year. You had to allow for that, didn't you?
Right. But now this is about Brock Purdy and the offense. The defense, you're still fine there. Can you minimize his mistakes? Steiny, I can't tell you I would bet on the Niners winning it all. Have the percentages gone down in my mind? Hell yes. But I'm watching with my popcorn like the Michael Jackson meme. Like, okay.
I hope you're not.
They won that game yesterday, Steiny. Brock played in the majority of it. I'm not telling you he's Joe Theismann, but damn, run the ball. Pass, move the chains. We'll see. And I got to be honest, if Baker Mayfield was available, I don't know where they're at. I just don't get why you would put all your eggs in this Brock Purdy basket and not, a guy coming out of college. I don't know what you think of Mayfield, Steiny.
I don't know.
He's a failure or a head case. Probably. But man.
I don't know. I don't know about Baker Mayfield.
Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers, them dudes ain't coming.
I'll tell you what, though. It's every quarterback who thinks he can throw is chomping at the bit. I guarantee you that. Let's go to Mr. Bread in Lafayette. By the way, Low Neal coming up in 10 minutes. Low Neal. What's up, Mr. Bread?
Hey, guys. Hey, if you think that you had a good chance of winning the Super Bowl with Jimmy G, I'd say you're crazy because we've been there and done that. There's a reason they got Trey Lance. Jimmy G was not the answer. That's the reason why I was actually not happy to see anybody get injured. Definitely don't change my words, but when I saw that Jimmy was down and Brock Purdy was in, I was like, all right, here we go. It's something different. I would rather take a chance with Brock Purdy. I know you're going to call me crazy.
No.
I would rather take a chance with Brock Purdy than Jimmy Garoppolo because we've been there and we've done that. Let's not waste another season with Jimmy G.
Fair enough.
That's why I'm a big Trey Lance fan.
All right, Mr. Brett, I'm not going to call you crazy. I do disagree with you, but I'm not going to call you crazy.
How fair was that? And I get he's not a Jimmy fan, but you were sitting pretty with Jimmy.
I mean,
15-4.
If you truly didn't like Jimmy Garoppolo.
And there's a lot.
Yes. Right now, you're probably okay. We know what Jimmy can't do. Let's see if Brock Purdy, that is a percentage of the fans. And the funny thing is this might be the first time all year that everybody's behind the quarterback, the entire fan base. Seriously. Let's go to Richie in Fremont. What's up, Richie?
Hey, what's up, guys? I do think you're being a little bit too cynical about it, Steiny, because I think if you look objectively at the situation, it's not being idealistic or it's not being living in Fantasyland, Disneyland, way of thinking to think that our chances of the Super Bowl have diminished because echoing some of the sentiments of the last caller, I wouldn't say that I'll go as far as to say that I think we're I'll still probably. Basically, what I mean, number one, we have the number one defense in football. The two precedences for this kind of situation where there is a precedence for this where a team is not quarterback dependent to get to the Super Bowl. The Ravens, and then the Eagles.
I hear you.
I believe this team right now, even with Brock Purdy, is a more complete team than the Eagles were when they won the Super Bowl.
Richie.
The only reason that can make this somewhat feasible of an idea that the Niners could still win the Super Bowl is because of the fact that we have the number one defense in football,
right,
and we have the amount of playmakers we have in offense.
Let me ask you this, Richie. Let me just ask you this. Do you think, and I'm asking you to just answer my question, do they have a better chance in your mind to win the Super Bowl with Brock Purdy than with Garoppolo?
Well, think about this. Kyle Shanahan said that Brock Purdy looks for the deeper throw more often, like on his first read, than the shorter throws, unlike Jimmy. And I think that's something that would, like the previous caller said, we're not going to win the Super Bowl with the Jimmy.
Right.
Brock Purdy offers us maybe it's a lower floor, but the higher ceiling. So I think.
All right, fair enough. I got your drift. I vehemently disagree with that.
I mean, he was given the unknown substance.
You're saying.
Come on, he didn't mean that.
A guy who's been to the NFC Championship in 2 out of the last 3 years. You think that a rookie,
last one,
who's
drafted,
a third-string quarterback, gives you a better chance? See, that's where you lose me. But it speaks, Guru, to there's a lot of fans out there that really don't think Jimmy Garoppolo can get it done. So